I'm gonna give this one more go because I can't exactly describe what I'm feeling right now. It's hard to put it into words, the aura, I guess, that calmness has, how sublime it feels. So many people are constantly busy and constantly doing things nowadays, and nobody ever just gets to sit down and relax, like constantly on our phones, constantly scrolling, and everything is about the next source of stimulation and attention. And I wonder how many of you I will really affect by saying, I think you should just either tonight, or whatever time it is where you are, tonight or tomorrow night, or this morning or tomorrow morning, just go sit in a silent room that's relatively dim, you should turn the lights off. It's really nice when it's dark, especially the calmness. And just open a window if it's nearby and just breathe the air. Try to listen to some calm music. Like really calm. Like really calm. Like stuff you've never listened to before, where it's just a few piano keys every once in a while. It's that kind of stuff will just change the way you view the world. You're going to relax so much more deeply than you ever have before. You know how much your stress is going to go down? A lot of people my age and the people I'm friends with and the people that I dormed with, you know, constantly playing loud music. And I get it too because I play loud music too, but it's not all the time. You know, I have my pockets of peace throughout the day or throughout the week. Depends on what I'm feeling that week, what I'm listening to. But I would never see them play any calm music of any sort. And I would always try to get them to play that so they could understand what I was feeling, what I'm trying to describe right now to you. But a lot of them wouldn't listen. And it's because that stuff is not as stimulating, it's not as uh, distracting. There's something about calmness, right? There are knowns and unknowns in calmness. You know you're gonna have like a little bit of peace. Calmness is secure. It's familiar, but there's also a degree to which you will not know what you're gonna get when you're feeling calm and peaceful, and when thoughts are running through your head, and when sounds are going on outside, and that kind of stuff scares people. I've talked with one of my friends about because I was sharing the music with him, and I was like, bro, this is some of my favorite stuff to listen to and just relax to. And he's like, I would agree with how peaceful it is, but I'm scared of my own thoughts because to a degree we all have overthinking and anxiety issues. That's prevalent in the newer generation, right? And so he's like, yo, I'm afraid of my own thoughts. So I can't like this as much. I can't appreciate, I can't listen to it on my own time like you can because I'm afraid of what I'm going to think of. That's a scary notion to be afraid of your own thoughts. I have it too sometimes. Yeah, it's scary. But I think that everybody should try to push through it because you gotta realize that that kind of life where you're living constant distractions and stimulation, you're overstimulated in that environment where you're constantly playing loud, pompous music, heavy beats, loud instruments. You gotta have music that is calmer in your life. I promise you, it will bring like actual joy to you. When you sit down, I don't know if you can hear the birds chirping. It's nice. I'm listening to music right now, and in between the when there's silence in the music, I can hear the birds chirping, and it's really nice. It's really nice to just be here and be present. And I got work soon, but before that, I get to calm. I get to have calmness for a few hours, and I can just put it all aside and say, you know what? I'm not doing any of that shit today, or I'm not doing any of that shit this hour. I can just sit here and focus on my own breath. Some of y'all need to do that, and you haven't done it before, or you haven't done it in a long time, or you haven't done it enough. Like, seriously, have you ever sat down and just listened to the sound of your own breath? Try right now. Try right now. Do it by your lonesome. Do it, like actually do it. Listen. Be present. Feel. The problem with being so stimulated is that it's actually like the antithesis of feeling, because you're being bombarded with so much at the same time that you don't feel anything specifically. You just feel overwhelmed. That's why we all have anxiety problems. The more you turn it off, the less anxious you'll be. I promise you. It's just that the first time or the first few times you turn it off, it doesn't feel that way initially because what you're so used to isn't there anymore. And you go to grab for it, but that's the wrong thing to do. You should be getting used to just being calm and off the phone and present in the moment, going out in the field or the forest or whatever. So I know some people don't have nature nearby, but even the people in Manhattan, they have Central Park. So go out and be present. Although it's not really a safe place anymore, but that's besides the point. Get a house plant. Open the window. You gotta be present, man. You gotta be present. If I can get like the most honest with anybody who's watching right now, this is the real shit that I really want to preach and that I would be preaching to everybody who's willing to listen. Is the most important thing in your life, the greatest advice I can offer to anybody is you need to have peace in your life. You need to be calm. There are many things you can feel in this life. You can feel joy, you can feel excitement, you can feel all the things that society looks negative upon too. You can feel pride and greed and lust and all of that. And they can all feel amazing. But the thing that's going to give you the most fulfillment in your soul, the thing that's going to make you happy when you lay down and you're off the phone, is peace. It's honestly some of the most truest shit I could ever tell, the most down to earth I could be with you. is by telling you that that is something that I have put into practice in my life, and I have told several of my friends to put into practice in their lives, and what I would want you to take from any of it, any of the things that you watch from me or that you observe from me, any of the content I produce that you see, I would want you to take this. Find peace in your life. Put down the distractions and stimulation. It's too much sometimes. You gotta just withdraw. Sometimes I think it's the only shit that's important. It gets me emotional sometimes. It's really the only thing that's important. If you're by yourself, that's the shit that's most important for yourself. Is being present and calm with yourself. If you have a partner, it's the most important shit for you too. To be present with each other and be calm together. Sure, going out and doing things is nice, right? Individually or with somebody, right? Those things are both nice. Like going out and having fun, spending money, getting possessions. Yeah. We're human, right? We all do those things. Nobody's knocking that. Okay, even though overindulging in that is too much, nobody's knocking it like entirely. But there has to be a division of how you spend your time. You need peace in your life somewhere, even if it's a tiny part, even if it's like 5% of your time. You need calmness. There are times I find myself sitting by the water or sitting in the park or just laying on my bed looking at the ceiling and just listening to music, and I really feel so inclined to stay there. And that is the feeling that I think I will never be able to describe to you, and you will never know until you feel it. It is such a sublime feeling to be so drawn into peace that you just want to just stay there and just. That is what life is about. Not making money, not going to work, not going to school, right? These are all things that we do because we've created it as a society, but that's not what life is really about. So in between all that stuff, you have to find the true purpose. It's the reason why you're human. You're not just instinct. You don't just go to work and make money and work out and come home, right? I mean, a lot of people are doing that, and I feel for you because I once thought that that was the only way to go too, because it keeps you busy and stuff. But if you have no time to relax and as soon as you go home and after your shower you're eating and watching TV and you never have a moment where you're just sitting there present with your own breath or something very quiet or peaceful, writing poetry, writing in a journal, playing an instrument. Like I'm talking about with like no distractions, something noble, something meaningful, something worth something, not just scrolling or mindlessly binging, right? If you have none of that in your life, you got to find some, because that's what life is actually about. Those are the kinds of memories that you're going to feel proud of when you look back in 20 years. You're going to say, "Hey, I'm proud that I played the piano there. I'm proud that I picked up this hobby. I'm proud that I painted this thing." That's the stuff you're actually going to remember and feel fulfilled about. What do you remember about what you scroll and binge? Yeah, it's a good show. In 2 years' time, you're probably not going to be talking about it unless it's your career. But most of us are not film critics. Most of us just do it because it's stimulating. But you don't always need constant stimulation. That's what I'm trying to say. But you think you do because that's all you know. You've never thought to put it away before. But when you do, and you finally do it, like really, you will finally feel, and if you give it a shot, if you hear it out, you will finally feel some sort of accomplishment in your soul. You will start to feel more alive. And your time will move by a little slower too. Things are so busy because we're so stimulated. You can scroll for an hour on your phone and it can feel like 10 minutes. But even 10 minutes in silence feels long. You want to extend your time. You want to feel more fulfilled. You want to think about things in your life, wonder where you're going. Think about the issues in your life and how you're going to solve them. Question your anxiety, question your career path, right? All these things. Question your friendships. Like if you want to, well, not, I'm saying question like be inquisitive about it. Like think about what you want to do with them. Think about where you're going in life. I don't mean question like negatively. I mean just, you know, neutrally, how everything should be. What do you want to do in your life? You're never going to figure it out if you're just doing this. That's why I'm saying this is the most down to earth I could ever be with you. This is the closest, most personal thing to me that I'm offering. I'm saying find peace in your life because I've seen how it can benefit your soul. And I know that everybody out there will know what I'm talking about once they try it. And none of this shit really matters except for that. Like we're talking about true, like matter, like something that has meaning. All of this shit is not really gonna matter. In everything changes. Your possessions change over time. Your home is gonna change. Your car is gonna change. Your haircut is gonna change. Everything is going to change except your soul. Even your body will change. The only thing that's never going to change in your life is your soul. So you have to find some fulfillment in it so that you have memories to look back on and feel fulfilled about. Accomplishments. That's something that nobody can ever take from you. Something that will never go away is your fulfillment in life. Unless you have like a neurodegenerative disease like Alzheimer's. But even then, people still retain their kindness and their peace in life, even then, with those conditions. That's why I'm saying that's the shit that really matters. This laptop is going to break in 4 years. It's already breaking. But in 4 years, it's going to be out of commission, right? But the photos that I have on here that I took of nature, the accomplishing feeling that I have from putting that out into the world as my art. That's the shit that's really gonna stick with me forever. I'm gonna feel that when I'm 60. I'm gonna look back and I'm gonna say, I'm proud I took those photographs and I'm proud I shared my talent, but mainly my vision to make the world a better place, to make people look at these images and find sublimity in them and look at them and say, "Wow, that's really beautiful," and find peace in that. That's the only shit you're gonna remember. It's time to start focusing on that. I don't know what's best to get the people who are watching to really act on what I'm saying. I don't know if calm motivation is better, or like really strong, adamant motivation is better. I don't know. Whatever works for you, just do it. Just do it. Put it down right now and just do it. Just do it. It'll make you so much happier. I promise it's worth it. Just do it. I don't see this often. I don't see many people talking about this. I don't know. Maybe I just haven't stumbled across it. But if I'm going to be the first to say it in my book, like from my perspective, if I'm going to be the first that I know of to say it, I'm going to want to say it well. And I'm going to want to be confident and adamant about it. And tell you that the stuff I'm talking about is not just for, you know, it's not just for the sake of talking. This is real shit. It's the stuff that's going to make you happy in life. You got to think about how you're going to enjoy your life and how you're going to be peaceful and joyful. And everybody's different. You'll take bits and pieces of my advice. You may find that not everything I say is right, but you take the bits and pieces that are right for you. Find your solace. Sit in silence. Sit with jazz. Sit with calm, intermittent piano. Right now, I'm listening to the saxophone intermittently with silence in between. Find your peace. I don't know if anybody else is telling you to. I don't know how many times you've heard it. Maybe this is your first time. But I'm telling you, if there's anything that you're going to take away from me on this earth, if there's anything I can promote the most, it would be to find your peace in life and avoid overstimulation as much as possible. The problem is not, I heard this from, I think his name is Dr. K. The problem is not that you're doing nothing with your life. The problem is that you're seeing too much, you're engaging with too much, and you're not focusing on specifics. That's why you feel like you have no energy to play the piano. It's because you're seeing so much online and you're not stopping yourself from looking so that you can focus on the piano. It's not that you're doing nothing, it's actually that you're doing too much. You need to focus on doing less action and making your action right, making your action meaningful. And it was brilliant what he was saying. And I've been trying to incorporate that more in my life. And you should too, because that's what's actually important.